Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. You are listening to the Lost Minds. You say it, that sounds better. You are listening to the Lost Minds podcast.
Let's get this session started with a deep breathing exercise. And by deep breathing exercise, I mean, see on the inside.
Hello. What are you doing? Just making a podcast. Bet your ass cool. Alright, now what's your PSA?
The PSA, when's the last time you read a headline without doing any research and went and spouted it off to someone else?
Every time I see anything on the internet.
Exactly.
It's the internet. It's facts.
But everybody's
research.
complaining about fake news this, fake news that. The only way there is fake news is if you spread it. Stop spreading it.
Fake
and now,
news.
to your podcast. Welcome to the Lost Minds podcast. On today's show, we have Bubby Boo.
Still on his phone.
Admir FPS4D.
Dude, you shouldn't have said that. No. Everybody's going to listen to the podcast.
I know, everybody's going to be like, well,
it's that noob from CSGO who always gets headshots only with his deagle. But no.
with his magic curving bullets.
But this is what I wanted to tell you guys before we started recording was I've been looking. I want to get a jacket for the wintertime, right? And I'm looking at a pretty nice one, but it's like $80. Do you think that's too expensive?
Hell no, dude.
80,
Mic?
no, for a jacket. It's like a three-piece parka kind of thing where it's got like a windbreaker, it's got a vest, and then it's got a jacket that
so
goes under that.
3-in-1,
Yeah.
$80.
No,
Yeah, 3-in-1, $80,
way good.
and it's high quality, made in America.
That's good. That's even better.
Made in America. So I went to Ross. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get me a jacket for this trip we're going on because I don't have a really good one. And I'm like, I need a nice one that'll stand out in a small town, you know, something good. Mm-hmm. And like something colorful.
The small town.
And so I'm looking through all these jackets, and I'm like, you know, I'm just going to check where they're made. And I'm looking through them, and I'm actually paying attention to like the seams and the stitching. And all of them are made in fucking China or Pakistan. I have nothing against those two countries, but all the jackets sucked.
But they're chicken or
Trying to
jerk.
get cashmere.
No, dude, like I was like looking at the where this part around your wrist goes, the cuffs, and they all had like extra fabric in between the stitches. Yeah. So like I tried to take that stuff out, and then the stitches got loose, and the stitches started falling out, like in the store. And I'm like,
So
what
you're
the fuck?
fucking up a bunch of jackets?
No, I wasn't. They were already fucked up.
Are you talking about at Ross?
Yeah, I'm like, these are already damaged.
Yeah, Ross sells like that's all the stuff they sell. That's why it's so cheap. Is it's not damaged good, but it's like stuff.
They wanted
like,
$50 for a jacket, dude.
Yeah, a lot of the shirts, if you notice, the seams will be like crooked. So like they'll go
they're like
sideways
there's
down the street
some
shirt or
malfunction.
something. Yeah, and that's kind of crazy. They're charging still $50, but
Yeah, $50
I could-
for a
I could see
jacket, and I
some
was
shit
looking
like
at the
that at
seams are all
Ross.
ripping, and I'm like,
Well, it's $50 right now. Give it a couple months, it'll be 30.
yeah, on the clearance
no
rack.
way,
Yeah,
dude.
no,
It's
I
because
want that color.
the closer it gets to the winter time, the cold wear costs more.
Exactly. Give it
So-
a few months and
I don't want to buy one after the winter time. I need a jacket now.
You should have
Wait for
planned
Black
ahead.
Friday.
No, I'm going to buy one from. I think it's a Browning jacket.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
I wanted to get it. Have you seen the Browning shooter's jacket?
No.
It's actually got like a pad that comes down here. It's like a leather pad. It's got like a regular jacket, and then it's got a pad that goes on your shoulder, so you can shoot with your gun. It actually looks really stylish too. Like the pad goes around your back and it comes back up here, just in case you're a lefty and you could shoot from like above.
Switch it up. Does it have a heater in there? Have you seen those little battery? Put it in there, and it has a little heater in there. It warms you up.
No.
Like a heated blanket.
No, dude, their jackets look nice, but I was like, I ain't gonna pay $50 for a shooter's jacket. But I did look at one of their parkas.
That's good, dude. A Carhartt's like $100.
Carhartt?
Yeah, for like a standard jacket. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about getting me one of those jackets. It's camo though, so I'm like, I'm not a big fan of camouflage, but. I mean, if we're going to a small town, I'd probably fit in perfectly with a camouflage jacket.
Old school camo or digicam?
Old
Well,
school
if you
camo.
want to stick
Like
out, they're not going
twigs
to be able to
and
see you
branches
while
and
you're
stuff.
wearing camouflage.
Exactly.
I get be like, yeah, I know it's not gonna be very noticeable. If you walk in there, well, I guess they'll notice even unless you have pants that are camouflage. They'll just be like, look at that dude, there's a floating head and then a freaking pants walking over
And
there.
then their
Blue
instinct
jeans,
of
dude.
shooting at clay pigeons will stick in, and they'll just try to shoot my friggin' floating head.
But good thing you have your shooter's jacket. It'll protect you from.
Yeah. Plus 10 protection from projectiles.
I bet it would. I mean, do you think it? I mean, I feel a normal Carhartt and stuff, but as far as like pellets and stuff, it does pretty. It would, I mean, for ricochet and stuff, I feel like Carhartt. would help.
Maybe not like a 7.62. Probably won't stop that. It's like, it went right through.
At least for like the shell ricochets on a shotgun, maybe. Just I don't know.
Maybe
It would be,
birdshot.
it'd be
Here's a-
fancy to have one
here's
of
a
those.
question
I
for
have a
you.
smoking coat. I have
Would
my
you rather
smoking
get
coat.
shot by a 5.56 NATO round or
Don't know what that is.
it's a bullet, like an AR bullet?
A big one? Okay.
An AR bullet.
safest
From a
bullet.
police AR rifle, right?
Okay.
Like if you were just like standing on the street and the cops were like, get on the fucking ground. Or would you rather get shot by an ancient medieval arrow
Ancient medieval era.
fired from an ancient medieval bow?
No way. I'd rather get shot by a gun.
Well, the arrow is already decrepit.
And
It's so
rusty.
old.
Whoever's
and the
shooting,
bow
maybe I have an
can't even-
opportunity of them like not shooting me. I'm like, shoo, dodge it. Ha!
No, they'd have freaking, what's his bucket? The guy from the movie,
A Noxuna Moon.
no, the archer, famous archer.
Legolas.
Legolas.
No, the real one.
Robin Hood?
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood wasn't real.
Yes, he was.
No,
he
he
was
wasn't.
real in the hearts and minds of small children as a fox
He was a fable.
in the movie Robin Hood. Was it?
You're like,
that
stand
movie?
your ground. I pull a gun out.
Which movie was it
You're like
that he was a
Indiana
fox?
Jones.
That's Robin
They
Hood.
used
He
that
was
as
Robin Hood.
yeah.
That was the best version ever.
It was.
Fable, the cartoon.
Yeah, with like the rooster that plays the music as like the scenes.
Was Robin Hood real or no?
He was real
So it really, like, it's taught in like
in history.
in history in Scotland or wherever the heck it was.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I
I'm
don't
spouting
think
fake news right now. Robin Hood was real.
You're spreading fake news.
You never know, dude.
This podcast is all about facts.
Robin
Flat
Hood.
Earth,
Flat Earth.
Robin Hood, and hula hoops.
Well,
Oops.
dude, I did watch
I'm
that
down.
documentary how oil like controlled the world or whatever, and that's like kind of an ultimate conspiracy right there.
Who controlled the world?
Oil, how oil, like randomly, just the way that the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and everyone how they got into those things, randomly how.
I think that's just dumb luck.
I think it is
But,
too.
yeah, but I mean, there's certain things like
Whoever has the equipment to dig it up,
yeah, or who
Not even that, but
or in
let's
the
say
areas like they got certain contracts with like the railways, so it's just them exclusively. So only Standard Oil.
I
can
think
go.
they're just better businessmen than the people in coal industry. Honestly,
The reason why they
That's why
have
they
laws
won.
against monopolies and all those kind of things is because of them. Like they're the reasons. Like they're the only ones that did it. Like
Yeah, because they're fucking good businessmen. You can't be like you're.
Yeah,
conspiracy
don't hate the
theories 'cause
player,
you're good
hate
at your
the
job.
game.
Yeah. Don't hate the player. Hate the fucking game. You know what? You don't like it on this earth. You can just get out.
Just walk to the other side.
Yeah, there's a moon.
There's a ladder that
There's
goes
Mars.
down to the other side.
You don't like it? You can get out. I bet Mars has your oil too. You can
whatever
go
you
and do
one
your monopoly.
percenters, dude. Okay, we're not all like 1% of the 1%.
Dude, I'm just 1% of 1% of 1%.
Like don't call me 1%er. I'm a freaking one. I'm a 0.1%er, dude. I'm not affiliated with those 1%ers. I bet they have.
1%er? What do
They
you
do
think
have
I
a
am,
class
a
like
peasant?
that.
I bet they
probably
do. The highest guy in their group.
1%er. I am not a 1%er. I'm not affiliated with those filth. I'm 0.0001%.
Welcome to the party, sir. We've got coffee and biscuits. Biscuits? That's way below my pay grade.
kind of
I want lobsters.
They're made from the bones of fresh children. Perfect. It's kind of what kind of shit would like. I mean, imagine that because
If you had that much money,
they'd have to do.
How would you
Crazy.
make someone like that happy?
You'd freaking race. If I had that much money,
creative.
I'd find like the top 10 poorest people in the world. I'd put them in Ferraris, and I'd be like, I want you guys to race around this track, and it's like the death track. And I'm like, you got to
Track
race around it.
everywhere.
Whoever makes it around the track keeps the car.
And gets
First-
$1 billion.
Gets $1 billion with the car.
first or just makes it?
They just got to make it.
yeah.
It-
I'll go slow as fuck. I'll be like,
Yeah.
No, there's traps, there's guns,
Well,
like
you
automatic
said
guns.
the poorest people.
Yeah. Huh?
You said the poorest people.
Poorest, like Jesus.
How do
So,
they know how to
so
drive?
they've
Slum.
never driven.
Yeah.
They.
Yep.
Yep.
like, just peeling out the
Pretty
start
much
line,
an
just
alien
smashing into each other.
spacecraft that they're
And
getting in.
yeah, dude, and there's going to be like booby traps. There's going to be like, what are they called? Ballistas? Where they shoot giant arrows like across the track.
Oh, shit. With like giant like steel cables. Pulls it back. That's like Fast and the Furious type fucking racing.
It's
dude.
going
That
to be
shit would
crazy.
never fucking
And
happen. That'd
they're
be
like, what's the
pandemonium.
catch? I'm like, There's no catch. You've got to go straight.
What's the catch?
For 30
You.
miles. Yeah. That's all it is. It's a straight track. There's no turns or nothing, so they don't even got to be proficient. They just got to drive straight and avoid all the booby traps.
See, so when you're tired of doing all that kind of stuff and you have all the money in the world, why not, I don't know, buy a government or two, maybe 3. Maybe, what the fuck? These guys are buying up governments? Fucking, I'm not letting them buy more governments than me, dude. Next thing you know.
Dude, it'd be like global risk.
It is, dude.
Like you're playing risk,
least
but
with-
on the global level.
The people that control those major stakes, unfortunately, like with oil and some of those minerals, like so, like those people, like the Rothschilds in Germany.
Why do you got to name drop, dude? Just be like,
Because, dude,
player
gotta call 'em
1,
out, gotta
player
call 'em
2.
because they're like the main controllers. Their majority of their families, you know, they have like,
So which countries do they own? Is it unfair that they own like the better countries?
I don't know if they own the countries, but they own a lot of stuff there.
Oh, so like just resources in those countries.
Yeah, and they influence a lot of the political influence and all that stuff. Like,
So it's like risk, but you're not really rolling the dice. You're kind of trying to convince the territories you own to fight for you
kinda like.
Well,
by doing things.
I don't know. I could just see one of them waking up in the morning and be like, "Oh, my resources are low. I'm gonna have to ask someone for some help." You know?
They ended up like he did stuff like that. People would say that, and then he had to send his right hand man down to help these people out because they didn't have enough. Like they didn't have a place for do with like these youth and type of stuff, and so he went down there and they founded the first university, and they started a university where they could have people come learn a certain form of education to help them place into jobs, which of course were manufacturing jobs, coal jobs, certain like kind of factory jobs. Not often until you excelled past like that, it would be something more than that. It was mainly like a base knowledge of what can get you into.
That's still good though. Better than nothing.
Yeah, we would be throwing stones at each other now.
But they have like the stories of
We technically do throw stones at each other. That's what bullets are.
it's a
no.
exploding stone.
a
Exploding
little
stones.
more
Complicated
technical.
stone throwing.
But
That's so tasty, that coffee. It is like a little, I feel like complicated stone throwing. That's all I'm going to go back
that's
to.
all it is. It's complicated stone throwing. Guns. But shit. Did you watch the thing about mercenaries? And if mercenaries are a good thing or a bad thing?
What kind of mercenaries?
Like guns for hire.
Are you talking real ones?
Yeah, like real mercenaries. Like in, I guess in Fallujah, a bunch of U.S. like ex-military was hired to be mercenaries, and they just go in there and just tear shit up. And there's a
Well, if the price is right.
dude, it was insane amount of money for them. But
if
there's a
they're paying
documentary.
somebody,
I think
I'd
it's on
rather pay,
Netflix
like,
or on
veterans,
YouTube or something.
People
It's called
experience.
Mercenaries, and you can watch it. And they have old ex-mercenaries on there talk about like the shit they did.
Well, do you think if the government took care of their veterans,
It's
they
not
wouldn't
even
have
that.
to work?
It's not even that. They just like to go into battle. It's kind of like they're only proficient at one job, and their one job is to shoot a gun and get around things. You know what I mean? So and they can't get a job at Burger King or something, and then someone comes up to them and goes, "Hey, how would you like to make 3 years worth of wages in 1 year?"
in one day?
And it's like, okay, what do I got to do? So we just got to go over here and you got to do your little thing. And they would do it. And they do it good. And I guess that's the big like talking point now is all the mercenaries, all the U.S. mercenaries that fought back in the Middle East when all this shit first started. And a lot of people are wondering if it was a right thing or a wrong thing to do. And there's the one on the one side, it's mercenaries have always been around since ancient times.
The
Higher-
Knights
Yeah,
Templar.
well, I was going to say that you guys got to switch it to the government's point of view. Now they're going to be like, was it a good or bad thing to let the public know? Because
Yeah.
really, dude, it's like, it's going to happen anyways. They're going to have to
But-
contract somebody to come do this because they're like, hey, we need to off these people. Someone needs to do it. Who do we need to hire somebody. There's going to, like, maybe they could hire some ninjas from China or something. But, like, honestly, it's like, we got these guys. We train
China's
these
don't have
killers.
ninjas.
Well, I guess what
That's
happened
true,
is
they're samurai.
the best thing they had.
Serious, dude. Ninjas were like elite samurai.
No, they weren't. Ninjas were villagers.
Google it, dude.
Ninjas were villagers, man.
Google it.
Admir knows about his ninjas.
I know about my ninjas.
Dude, I
Where are
watched,
samurais from?
Samurais are they're
watched
from
some fake-
Japan,
I watched
and
some
so are
fake-
ninjas.
I watched some fake news on this shit, dude. Where the guy
Spreading it.
Well, I can't. I was on YouTube, but that was one of the biggest misconceptions: is that like ninjas were just nothing, but they were the elite. Like they were the special forces of samurai.
I think we're about to have ourselves an argument.
All right, on this corner. All right, Admir.
All right, ninjas were just regular people, like farmers and shit, who learned how to use karate and stuff against samurai, because samurai were actually like elite.
Like officers.
They were royalty, like family. So you didn't have to actually be a good fighter to be a samurai. You just had to be born into it. You had to be born into a family to be a samurai. It's like nobility. Ninjas were special forces, so they'd be like, what they have today. So it would be that's what I was told. So like they are
ninjas are like
you don't
Fight
know
Club.
about them. You don't know like you're not supposed to know about them. They're the elite assassins and stuff. And why don't you know?
Yeah,
about
but they
them,
could be like a villager, like farming rice, and then you come in and you're like, we're looking for the ninjas. And he's like, I haven't seen any ninjas. And you turn your back, whoosh, slits your throat. I'm the ninja. Jumps on the roof, disappears, gone.
Yeah, a normal villager. Would
A
do
normal
that.
villager turned into ninja to defend himself.
And also samurai.
Samurai were samurai.
Hold on, I was like looking it up, so I was trying to because you think that,
When are we going to get a freaking person in here to look up our shit?
Yeah.
I know it makes it faster like that way, but damn it! But ninjas, they are all it says is the main.
They're just freaking Dude, I've done my background. I've wanted to be a ninja for so long.
But
This is a fucking
And I
High
thought,
School Musical podcast. I wanna be a ninja best that no one's ever had.
that's what it says. It says a ninja was a covert agent in federal Japan to specialize in unorthodox warfare, including espionage, sabotage, infiltration, assassination. Also compared to the samurai, who were the up for honorable users of these tactics, the ninjas proved to be the stark tasks for his ancient history. There's wiki. We could check the wiki. Sometimes I get sketched about wiki just because.
wait, where are you getting your facts from?
Yeah.
that
The
was-
internet?
Yeah, Google.
How about you get your facts from someone credible like myself?
Oh.
But think about the wiki, because I remember one time me and Demir, a way long time ago, won a bet against his dad. We were betting him against a pool game, and he's like, "You can't hit that ball in; it's a scratch if you hit the 8-ball or the white ball in on an 8-ball." I'm like, "No, it's not. No, it's not." Pull it up on the wiki, and it says it is. We went and changed it. He came in, Googled it, and showed him, and we're like, "Ha, dude, it's wrong." He's like, "What the hell?" He's like, "No, I swear that's wrong. I swear that's wrong." And they changed it like a few hours
Fucking
later.
dirty,
but we were
dude.
like, "Dude, we got it, dude." But then he ended up like finding it and was like, "No, dude, you guys are wrong," and so it was kind of funny. But so now
You guys
like,
try to swindle my dad, you
No,
fuckers?
They didn't try.
yeah,
They
we did.
But my dad was right.
Yeah.
In the end, you mother...
Dang, it's crazy actually. But even with the wiki, for the most part, I believe it to be, for the most part, true. Because even after all that,
It doesn't matter what you believe it to be. It
These
matters
black
what
suits,
it
these
is.
weapons, martial arts, the image of the ninja is rooted more in fiction than fact. Everything you think you know is probably more wrong than right.
oh, here we go.
Ninjas most certainly did exist in Japan, but they were more about information and disinformation than just assassinations.
Oh, see,
So
that's when
fake
that
news has
started
been
around
for
espionage,
a
dude.
There were
long
ninja
Started
assassins,
fake news.
but a Ninja Attack author and game localizer Matt Alt points out, I'm triggered!
Yeah.
Alternative account, dude. Oh my god, dude. I'm just kidding. This guy's using fake accounts, dude. These are fake Twitter.
He goes, what percentage of CIA employees are trained assassins? Boom, facts.
I wonder how many actually are trained in certain. Some are probably trained in assassination, like of online freaking. Because they have like the jackals that will go in and be like politically assassinate people, ruin them politically, and won't even like kill them, but they'll fucking get so much stuff, blackmail them, do all kinds of crazy ass shit like that. Because there's like way different forms of espionage. That's like with the ninjas, how they're saying they were convert ops, like. That's kind of a trip that they were the ones that started kind of that whole thing as well.
So here's an example of a ninja.
Oh, I bet.
Imagine
it
that
didn't
the year
even
is
start
1600. Two of your employees are fighting a battle. So you send a couple of guys dressed as farmers to the area to watch the battle and report back to what's happening. That's ninja work. A perfect example of what can be found in a classic Akira Kurosawa film. So I guess ninjas were just freaking dudes dressed up like other dudes, pretending to be other dudes.
I like it.
Oh, so it was like, dude, they were the people that went into, what do they call those, when they go into a crowd and pretend to cause trouble so that they can get the crowd to get
Riled up.
Or,
Oh, yeah.
what do they call those people? Like, not crisis actor, but
They're called
those weird ass
implants.
shits or whatever. But that, like, if you think about it,
This
because
is a lot to read. I don't want to read it right now, but apparently ninjas
well, even if
were
you
just
go, I
regular
think it's funny
people.
with secret societies because there's like, I think it was in, was it The Kingsman or something? The movie where He's like CIA, MI6. They have all these different, organizations, Interpol or whatever. And he's like, then China. And he's like, they have nothing. He's like, no, that's a secret service. Because, they're just like, oh, we just have China, we have our things. You have no idea what they are. That's basically like the ninjas, They're like, we are,
ninjas are Japanese.
Technically,
though.
right. I mean, well, they says they use it like the Chinese warfare or whatever. So, like, Chinese took those tactics.
Fucking Chinese are just convincing everybody that's theirs.
Dude.
Oh, that's a nice jacket. It's a Chinese jacket.
Yeah, because that was like one of the biggest misconceptions. That's like in this one right here, one of the big misconceptions of why people think. Oh, let me find it again. Why people think that ninjas are Chinese is because Chinese warfare took their tactics. So like it was like a thing that.
That's
was
probably why Japan got mad at them and invaded them that one year.
They're like, oh,
Created the
ninjas are
Chinese
very
massacre or
smart. We
whatever.
must fuck on them.
We must fuck on them.
Boom. Because it's kind of interesting too, even with a lot of their history. A lot of this stuff had written history and stuff back. When we have a lot of these people talking about books not even being, or worlds not even being written and stuff, they have old artifacts of old Chinese, I guess civilizations and stuff way back in the day, like more than like 6,000-7,000 years ago, back before the Earth was supposedly created. And you're finding these markings and tribes where they have written language and stuff where they're like writing shit on there. You're like, okay, that's a test on a wall. See, they wrote a test on a wall here to see it, really to translate it.
Damn, they knew math back then.
It's kind of crazy looking at ancient
stuff.
or the history because we get taught a lot of stuff in school going back to that oil thing. Kind of what is a form, or I guess a set form of things you need to learn. But when you actually go into it, for the Columbus Day, how they're now switching it to Indigenous Peoples Day when. Before, we're like, oh, it's Columbus. He's discovered America. When he didn't come, he came to the freaking South. He was a murderer.
He wasn't the first one.
I feel like days like that we find controversial and you eventually want to change. I think what they should do is just call it a day off. Instead of anything else, like changing it to Indigenous People Day or whatever, I just think it sounds stupid weird. It should just be called day off.
That'd be funny.
Like,
we
everybody
fucked up.
gets this
Everybody,
day off.
we fucked up. Today, we're taking the day off. Nothing's open.
Instead of just changing it to something else that's going to probably offend somebody
Everything
else.
is half price today.
Yeah, half price.
We're not going to call it what it was, but we've already been taking the day off. No need to
Day
change.
off.
No need to change. Let's
Stay
keep it
off.
going, yeah. Let's roll with it. Come on. We're change, people. We're talking about change. It's like,
And I feel like the whole statues thing, like people taking down statues, I think they should just re-carve the statues where they are into something that everybody likes.
or they can move them somewhere else.
Like to the bottom of the ocean to save coral reefs.
Well,
What?
Yes,
This
they
is
could.
facts.
It would be kind of cool actually if they had a bunch of them. So later on, if we die, a civilization comes. Oh my God! There's underwater.
They had
civilizations.
underwater horsemen.
It was Atlanta.
Oh, the water
Yeah,
god
the
Robert E. Lee, or General Robert E. Lee was a waterman.
Well,
She
some of those
conquered.
monuments are some bullshit because I watched the thing with John Oliver, and majority of all those statues that are taken down they didn't put them up until 1960 or 1970.
Yeah, they are
So they were
bullshit.
raised way later. You're like, this is kind of fucking weird. It's like they tried to hurry and put a stamp in, be like, hey, don't forget this shit. It's weird. And
I just think that'd be a good idea for the statues is put them in the ocean, somewhere where there needs to be coral reefs or something.
yeah, it's like, why do we even have statues? What the fucking dude? If someone made a statue of me, I'd
Have
be
you
like, take that shit down.
Have you seen
that'd be
the
weird.
giant statues in the ocean? Where
Like
that
real
guy,
ones?
the guy makes huge statues of people and groups of people. So he takes a picture of a family, right? Just some random family, husband, wife, and their kid, and he takes a 3D picture of them, and then he creates a statue of them, and he puts it in the ocean.
Like how big? Like their
fuck?
size normal?
I think it's double the size of a regular person.
that'd be tight.
And then he sinks them into the ocean and lets them sit there and get covered in stuff. And it looks cool. And he's
to
got a
help
bunch of
coral
them.
reef and-
He's got even a big one. It's like a 32-foot tall lady, like ballerina or something, doing sitting in a crouch pose or something.
That's
and you
so
put her in the
badass.
ocean.
That'd be cool to just be scuba through in there, and you're just going past all the different faces
Yeah,
and stuff.
and then eventually the arm breaks off because it's stone. As you're down there, the gods are mad.
Cheese it.
Dude, that would be way cool.
I think it'd be cool to just.
It would look like finding Atlantis. You're like, oh my god, because was
Finding
it in
Atlanta, you're like, oh, fuck.
We're in Atlanta, guys.
no.
like whoop, whoop, wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. Oh, fuck. You can't swim way fast enough. You're like, shit.
There's gangsters down there. It's like, welcome to Chicago, motherfucker. Do, shooting spear guns at you.
I could see that shit. I was watching videos of, like, you watch compilations of crazy people or whatever. Doesn't matter where it is, what state, what store, what kind of location, if it's a restaurant, or if it's a shopping place, if it's the street. People fucking lose their minds, dude. You're like people getting attacked on subways, getting attacked in restaurants, like people fucking freaking. You see people like having like episodes. There's a lady having an episode in like a Starbucks. She's like starts throwing everything around and freaking on the ground. She's like slamming her head on, like sitting on the ground, slamming her head on the back of the wall right there. She's like, I need my whatever. Like she's
like, I need my coffee.
Having a bad day,
Fucking
you know?
pumpkin spice.
She's like, she was like yelling at like a lot of the people and stuff. You think I'm crazy?
That's where we need to have like guys in in white suits just come into the building.
White tuxedos.
No.
That'd
Like
be cool.
in those. Have you
Oh, you're
watched?
talking about
What
ET
is, like, freaking-
status.
are you
I'm talking ET status, like
fuck.
kind of like
What is
in the-
that show? Not Despicable Me, is it? The one or with like yeah, where they wear the
Monsters, Inc.?
Monsters Inc. Yeah,
2319.
yeah, 20, yeah.
Code 37, and they come running in. They grab the crazy lady. She's freaking out. They take her out. Another group of guys comes in, sweep up everything that happened, and then they take a freaking thingy-majigger out of their hand, out of their pocket, little silver thing. They go, I'd like to address the crowd, and everyone looks. They flashes everybody. You're all enjoying your coffee, and have a great day. And they walk out, and everybody's like,
It's like
this
Men
is
in
good
Black,
coffee.
Yeah. It's like she just forgets her memory. It's like, all right.
And they take the crazy lady out, and no one ever knows what happened to her.
Honestly, though, I think they should. I mean, that's
Another
a little,
house goes up for
little
sale.
Interesting. I mean, that's a lot of money and
a
probably
win-win.
be effective. But I feel like they should spend more money on mental health, dude. Because no matter what the situation, just like this, we can be like, oh, it's crazy people, or if you want to go, oh, it's guns, it's this. You can always bring it back to
For some reason,
mental
I don't
health.
hear you in my headphones.
Because dude, you're using fake headphones. You get those from. Where'd you get them?
I
China?
got these from. These probably
Dude,
are Chinese made.
They cut out the sound so you can't hear it. Then there's another guy on the other line listening to it. Did you say you can't hear it? Is he onto us? Oh fuck! Goes back on there. Oh, you can't hear it. That's why we can't hear you too. I unplugged your mic. It's like
Oh. But sorry.
Can
what were
you not
saying?
hear me?
I can't. Can you hear him? Wait,
I can
let
hear
me
him.
take my headphones off. Say something. Yeah,
hello.
I can hear you. I'm just deaf.
All right.
He's just death.
So what
Remind
were
me
you
what
saying?
we were talking about.
You were talking about putting money into mental health because they're putting too much money into the prison
Hell yeah.
system.
They are actually because privatizers bullshit. Because I mean, one person's getting pretty rich off that. But it would
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Even with, if you go back even with homeless people, dude, a lot of it's like mental health, dude. They just be like, oh, yeah,
But where
there's
would
this,
you-
there's that.
Where would you draw the line? Like, let's say you were the agency, and the agency's like, all right, what do we consider mental health?
Make a
would they
test.
just start picking up people off the street? Like, you're mentally incapable. Just throws you in a
Of
van.
taking care of yourself. Like people like on the streets, I can guarantee a majority of them people are unhealthy, have taken care of themselves, or people that maybe like lose.
You're
their
talking about
mind.
like a homeless cleanup, like a van just
Or-
throws
No,
a
they
guy
don't
in.
even get out. There's a
Throws a
scooper
stand.
Damn,
on
see,
the side
that's
of
the
it.
part. That's the hard part. Is I'm sitting
Drives
here
away.
like I can like preach. We need to do a thing, but with mental health, like that, it pertains to every single person.
Oh, yeah.
So like in order to even do like something to start on just the homeless division, you could call it, would be so much time, money, and probably not even work. You probably round up people like how they did with the Rio Grande thing, how they spent like $1 million something to round up all these people, and then they spent more money on prison beds than they did on housing beds because more of the people they ended up catching drugs off them, or they were on petty warrants or all kinds of stuff. So they had to pay more money to imprison them than they had to actually to bring them out. Yeah. And so that was kind of interesting, They actually spent quite a bit of money on hospital beds as well. So actually a bunch got medical
Just
treatment.
imagine how clean the streets
It's like,
would be though
what?
after one day of black vans. Everyone in the van.
Or I wonder if they could give them a scoop up, maybe take them somewhere where they could work, do whatever. If they gave them the opportunity, hey, you want to go freaking build railroads? Hell yeah, man! I'm gonna go make.
You
a fortune
honestly
building
think
railroad.
those people would build a railroad?
No,
Nobody
But give
would.
anybody the option, I feel like with Portugal,
Railroads? What
well,
the
like with
fuck?
Portugal, how they do with their drug thing, everything's decriminalized. So
Fine
if you
with
get
Brazil.
busted for drugs over there, you will just get like rehab, or they try and give you treatment. They give you something like that. That's your sentencing instead of being like you're going to jail.
.50 is not rehab.
Yeah, 0.50 is
50 cal.
you're like, oh wait, did he just blow 0.50? Yeah, back up, turn around. All right, what's the? No, sorry, it's our new order. We're given the right to make the judgment on.
That's like the Philippines,
on the-
right?
on the
Is it
streets.
the Philippines?
Oh, yeah, they
Where
kill
they're
drug-
killing all the drug people.
Yeah, anyone that catches a drug thing, they just fucking like sentence them to death.
And then it turns
Really?
out his
Yeah.
son, the fucking president's son, is a drug dealer.
No shit.
Yeah,
Oh, I did not see that. Hell yeah, dude. Talk about irony.
but supposedly he's not a drug dealer. Wink, wink, because he's his son.
Oh yeah, dude.
They
he was a
literally are
spy.
putting people to death on the street. Like if they cops catch him, they kill him right there and then.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy he's
What is
the
this,
extreme. in
Judge
the-
Dredd?
dude, this guy's extreme, huh? He talks about bashing it all
Extreme.
the
You were
time.
just talking about it.
No, he's extreme, huh?
He's just doing it.
Yeah, he's straight up is like, yeah, he's just, yeah, I know, huh? It's
Yeah.
like- he's like, extreme, you pussy, this is life, dude, you need to catch up. Because they'll do all kinds of shit, like bashing
He's
people,
doing what
scooping
everybody
people up.
says they want to do, right? And
Yeah,
then everybody's complaining.
it's true, because
about
everyone
it.
will say, like that's what a lot
We
of us...
just need to kill him.
We need to, take care of this situation. Get rid of them. How are we gonna get rid of them? Well, do it nicely. We can't. Well, come on. So that's kind of like with Trump. We got to get rid of Trump. How are we gonna do it? We got to veto him so we can get Mike Pence in there. It's like oh, fuck. And so everyone's like, we just got to do something.
I think
Fucking
people
what,
are.
dude?
I think people are a little over exaggerating with Trump.
I think so too. I think that people over exaggerate with the power of all the government.
Because if you think about if Hillary was in office right now, I think we'd be in another war.
I think we'd be
I
in all
honestly
kinds
think
of
we'd be
shit
in
too,
another
dude.
war.
I think we'd be in the
Government
same.
can't-
She'd be like, "We
situation.
need to show."
It doesn't matter who the fuck the president is. They're being puppeted by whoever
whoever's
wants
in control.
something to happen.
She's worse though. She'd be
Bankers,
like,
dude.
"We need to show NK who the real boss is."
Nah, I don't
I
think
think
so.
I think she would have got us into bigger
I think
trouble.
she'd be more compassionate. She would have been like, "All right,
NK's
everybody
Dude,
in the
she's
world's gonna
literally,
get $5 million."
in my opinion, she's literally the spokesman for like the underworld.
I think everybody's.
I feel
just
like she's a
done.
shape-shifting lizard from
Yeah,
fucking...
from the planet
space.
Nibiru.
Did you hear about that? Whoever's Halloween masks sell more, it becomes the president.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Who's
for
mask
like,
gonna
for
sell
like
this
the
year?
past.
I believe that
forever
because
ago.
last year, dude, I know
Yeah,
like
there was
a
a ton
handful of
of-
people that were Trumps, dude.
Exactly.
That's funny.
So we got to get a funny-looking person with good ideals.
I think
running
that's
for
what I'm going to
president
be.
next
That's
time.
what I'm going to be this year. Is I'm going to be a president.
wears a mask of yourself, like
Dude,
Bryan
let's-
Cranston.
let's do
fucking
that.
at the freaking Comic-Con.
You think anybody's going to have a Halloween party this year? We
Yeah,
should
they were
go
all,
dressed
like,
up as
probably
different
last night,
presidents,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, we missed out on that
Yeah,
one.
Halloween, yeah, it's probably all this weekend. There was probably some.
Yeah,
this
there was a couple of.
There's got to be
Parties.
more coming up. I didn't get invited to anything.
Well,
Yeah, well, that
that's
doesn't
your
mean
problem.
that doesn't mean there wasn't any
Yeah,
parties.
There's no parties. Adler did not.
Everyone's
get
like, yeah, no
invited
one
to
told me any, dude. They'll let me know. It's like, fucking next year goes by, dude. Are we not having a Halloween party? It's, like,
It's February,
it's
guys.
Christmas, dude.
Dude, what are you talking about? There's still like a whole week left.
Everyone's all on Christmas.
No,
They just skip
Halloween's in
Halloween.
2 days.
They're all having Christmas parties already.
What are you
dude.
guys smoking, dude? Halloween's in like a month.
Dude, who's partying on Tuesday, dude? Everyone's like got
Fuck.
kids and shit now.
You know what? I'm sick of this. I'm taking my microphone home. You guys made me feel like crap.
You're like, does go home. But I mean, there's a law now in Iowa or Nebraska that if you go trick or treating over the age of 16, that you get like a ticket.
What?
Yeah, dude.
If they can catch you.
Yeah, if they can catch you, you get in your fucking sports
Yeah.
car.
You know why they say this? Like, you can buy your own fucking candy or steal it. Be a goddamn hard ass.
What? We should create a thing called the Goblins of Halloween, where we steal candy from small kids.
Whatever, they do trunk or treats now. Watch on, what is it, Tuesday tonight? Or when is it, Halloween Tuesday or whatever?
I don't even know, dude. I thought we were gonna freak a party. I don't even know there was
Well,
gonna
Halloween,
We
whenever
did
the hell
party.
Halloween
2
is.
days.
Tuesday. Watch, I bet you'll get like maybe 2 trick-or-treat, 3 trick-or-treaters, dude. Everyone does trunk-or-treat. I've already seen like the things for the trunk-or-treat. It's probably going on right now.
Yeah, Abe took his kid
Yeah,
trunk or treating yesterday.
The whole neighborhood does it. It's like everyone like decks out their cars and stuff. It's actually pretty convenient and cool. If you're a kid, you probably be pretty fast and easy.
Yeah, but it's lame. You know?
That is
Dude,
lame.
I-
Don't you like
I remember
running
your
around
friends,
neighborhoods,
dude, we
dude?
used to-
Throwing
Yeah,
eggs and
sprint
shit,
neighborhoods and shit,
crushing
dude. Going,
pumpkins
going,
between
going.
your feet.
I never did that. That's illegal.
Yeah, we did
No,
all kinds of
dude.
stuff like that.
Especially when they had a
smashing.
candle in them. That's
Especially not when it was
extra
like
special.
fucking 20 years ago, dude.
Dude,
That shit swayed long ago.
I remember freezing my freaking little toes off.
Yeah,
out there.
I mean,
And
there
now
was
it's too
snow and
hot.
stuff.
Global warming.
Telling people stories about how my mom, when we would do costumes, now you can go and like buy a $300 costume and you could be all men in blacked out. But my mom, I remember she was like, "Well, you want to be Men in Black?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what we want to do." And so we had to like figure out how the fuck we were gonna do it. So we went to like the DI, get some like shitty suits, for like $5. dye them, and then we had like our toys, and we like wrapped them with like aluminum to make them like spacey, you know. And then we just went also like over there at the DI, just get like a pair of like black shades or whatever. So we're like, dude, we're Men in Black, dude. And you know, like for no money at all. Mm-hmm. But that was like the option, because I guess you could go to a costume store, but there just wasn't, you know.
And it's all overpriced.
Yeah, and so I remember watching the picture of all the kids that would go to like the school. I'm like, dude, everyone was super creative. Mm-hmm. Now you see it, it's like 30 people with like plastic fucking Ninja Turtle shells on their back and fucking the buff little Batmans and shit.
Yeah.
And even in my mind, I was thinking that. I'm like, I can't wait to buy my fucking kid a little fucking have a little Batman costume, you know, run around or something, whatever it might be. But at the same time, I forget how much fun and how crazy and creative actually a lot of the costumes were, because we had the little thingy, you know, it was like a metal, probably fucking toilet
You're talking
paper
about the
roll.
flash thing?
Yeah, it had the little flash roll, a little thing on it. You know, we had our guns or whatever, and had the Men in Black stuff with the shades. And then
Did you see that one where the guy made a transformer? Like he can literally, he could bend down and drive.
Oh no!
And then he can stand up and he's a transformer.
I did see that
so
one.
fucking
tight.
sick.
Like a go-kart kind of driving, or like
Yeah, you know, it was
Like one of those Barbie car driving sort of deals where you just get down and it's just like.
but he like split the car up
hell
so it
yeah.
still worked. Or
Yeah.
something. It was weird, but it looked cool.
I like when people make their cool little inventions and stuff.
Have you guys watched the Barbie car dirt rally race or whatever?
Fuck no, that'd be kind of tight. Is it like powered, souped up ones?
No, dude. It's just you buy like a shitty little like kids RC Barbie car or whatever, Jeep, whatever you can fit or whatever you can find, and then it's at the top of a hill, and you race down the hill like two people at a time, and nobody makes it to the bottom without eating shit. And it's eating shit hard. Like bikes, the cars are breaking because they're like little pieces of plastic, and you got like a 200-pound dude in it.
Oh, dude.
So it's like they start going down, and it hits the very first jump, and the car just splits into two, and the guy just fucking tumbles. There's just wheels
He's
flying
just passed
everywhere.
out and they mark where his body was. All right, he went the furthest.
No,
Slide him off the
everybody wears helmets because, dude, people
die.
eat shit so hard.
I believe it. Remember when we were younger, and we'd go over to Yuri's in there, and like they would have all those little toy carts and stuff that they'd get. And we went to the park when it was first open, and we were pushing it down the hill. And we would ride down and it'd go pretty quick and stuff, but it was
you
like
hit the big boulder?
Well, it had the fucking shit in it. And Pat one time came, she's like, "No motorized things. There's no motorized things here. You can't have any motorized vehicles or nothing like here." And so we were like, "All right." When we took it back over to Lexi's or whatever, we like took out the motors and the batteries
took out
and all.
the motor.
Yeah, undid that thing right there. Pulled out that dually right there, dilly hagger.
You mean pulled out the battery?
You pulled out everything, so it's just wheels and like the rods sticking through the wheels. So basically nothing else. It was just plastic and then wheels stuck to it. And we did that with two of them. There was like a little Barbie car one, and then
Yeah,
it was
I
like a little
remember those.
Jeep thing. It wasn't even a Jeep. It was some cat thing. It had like 6 wheels, so it had like 3 wheels on each side, and it was weird. And we pushed it back over there, and she's like, "No motorized things. Like, there's no motors in it." And literally, once we got those with nothing in them, we couldn't make it back down the hill. The speed was like 5 times faster because there was no resistance on the wheels and stuff. Where I get in, it's like. So get to the bottom because it's just pretty much the sidewalk is flat. Yeah, you're just like, boom, just flip over. It's like basically you just slam and then just tip, and then you're just like, bam, tip. So everyone's like just face planting trying to make it. Just
Right into the concrete sidewalk.
Yeah, you basically, there was like long enough you wouldn't face plant on the concrete, but you would like slide out on the concrete. And so it was kind of funny because you'd still hit the grass. But dude, it was so funny because for her, she was satisfied. All right, there's no motors. And it's like, dude, she just had us take it up from like level like 4 to like 9.
Mm-hmm. She's like, all right, these little fuckers are gonna die.
You want to play
soon,
games?
so.
You want to play games? Yeah, let's get you some brain trauma. I want to see you pushing around.
I thought it was funny how we got them to bolt down the fucking picnic tables there, moving them every winter for snowboard jumps.
Yeah, that was super badass too.
Holy
We'd skate on
shit.
them too, push them on the hill, skate down, or like we'd like try and Daewong song it. I guess we'd have them like propped on the hill.
Pile them up with snow.
Yeah, and ride on them and stuff.
Fucking A,
Snowboarding
dude.
on them.
Goddamn demon children.
Dude, it was badass. We did all kinds, all the way to like the big rocks.
Who do you think is going to take care of that park in like 15 years, 20 years?
Still,
She's the one that takes care of the park.
whatever. Doesn't that old guy always walk around?
That's her husband.
I still think the state will. I mean, it'll be run down and stuff. It won't be like taken care of well. It'll be, have you seen Peachwood and those other ones around there? Something like that. But I mean, dude, it's just a weird. To be honest, it's more. It's a good park and stuff, but I can see where it could be dangerous just because it's kind of a cut way through, between the skywalk and then going to the. It basically leads you to the backside of that entire neighborhood and entryway, so it takes you to the apartments, to the
ghetto
swap
apartments.
meets, yeah, to the freaking all that stuff over there too.
Yeah, it's a good hub.
for cutting through. And even for even stuff, dude, I remember, when you're younger and stuff, we'll meet at the park. Anytime something's going down, you're like, what's going on here? Anytime, like, hardly often you see kids playing with balls and stuff like that. So I always thought it was funny when Pat would be like, stop running all over the park. I don't want you guys tearing up the park, because we'd be playing football and stuff there or whatever, and like ripping it all up. And
but that's what the park's for.
Yeah, that's what the park's for, but she was just trying to, because you get like 20 bodies in there and you tear a park up pretty good. When really majority of the people walking through, you're just like, they're really up to no good. And what can you do? You can't prevent it all. So it's cool about the public park, even though I wish they would have left it back before it was public and it was the field. And then
the dirt field?
Yeah, and they ripped it up and they left just the dirt hills and we riding our bikes on it.
Dude, that was dangerous.
Best, dude.
I remember that big one on the far west side, I think.
Fuck yeah, I crashed one time hard on one of those, dude.
Dude, I crashed so hard on there, I lost my breath for like 2 days.
I seen stars. I was like,
that was so cool. Did you guys see that? Anybody see that?
Whatever, dude. I know friends. Your mom's like, you have to go to school. Getting the breath.
Can you drive me?
Yeah. Like,
no,
right,
whack your ass.
Dude, yeah.
But it's like negative 50 degrees outside.
It's like steps outside. Like breaks off.
Instant freeze. It's like a movie.
Like that Terminator guy where he keeps getting stuck.
Yeah, where he freezes in the nitric. What is it called?
It is like nitrous acid or no nitrous oxide or something.
Some shit. Liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen.
You just step outside, face flat, and just turn into a million pieces.
And some dude, I almost gets that cold. That I have video or photos of my car where you get in the little thermometer. It's like -4. You're like, fuck. And that's not even that cold. You go to like
I think this year's gonna be cold.
Oh, dude, I bet this year's going to be cold, too. I just got that feeling because, we had an all right season and stuff, but I don't know.
I can't wait.
Just the way, it was kind of warm this year, but not really. I don't feel like it really got too hot. It was, like, hot at certain times. I bitched, of course, but I wasn't over it. Usually by the time, I remember some summers were like, holy shit, it's been getting pounded by the summer. But
I don't know about that because the first game of the World Series was on, like, October 20-something.
Halloween.
21st, something like that. And it was 105 degrees.
Here?
No, in Los Angeles.
Oh, well, they're crazy.
Dude, LA
they're
is
gonna be
fucking melting.
Yeah, they're going to melt off
lava.
the side of the earth, dude. They got a different form of global warming, dude.
They're just going to melt.
Ours are extreme.
I don't know.
We're so dry, ours is going to be like a cold front frozen.
I think summer's going to turn into winter, and winter's going to turn into summer.
I think north is going to become south, and south's going to become north.
I think winter's coming, dude. It's probably a freaking White Walkers coming in, just like the Donner Party.
The Skinwalkers?
Yeah. Skinwalkers. Coming in like the Donner Party, but like back in the day, dude. Yeah, coming to fucking, oh, howdy, we're low on supplies. Do you mind if we bite the fucking back of them? That's what they would just roll to the next party. Hey, guys, do you mind if we sleep with you guys tonight? Pair up, case of wolves, Next thing you know, some people are sleeping, just like, they just eat them.
Dude, I don't know if it's true, but you know how I told you I was listening to a lot of the Sherlock Holmes books? In one of the very first ones, the first case is about a bunch of Mormons. And I didn't even know that. This very first book is about Mormons settling in Utah.
What happened?
Is it American Sherlock Holmes?
No, it's British Sherlock Holmes, but the crime...
Here?
Huh?
He comes here?
No, he doesn't come here. The crime
Mormon Meadow
started
Massacre.
here in Utah, Salt Lake City. And the guy ended up chasing the two people he wanted to murder, and he ended up chasing them all the way to England. And he ended up murdering the two guys in England.
Sherlock Holmes did?
No, one of the guys. The
murderer. That's why
murderer.
Sherlock Holmes did?
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes is investigating the thing, and the guy he's investigating, the murderer, is the guy from Salt Lake City who murdered two Mormons in London.
Were they missionaries then or something?
Ex-missionaries.
Oh, ex-machina.
They're coming back for the business.
Spoiler alert, even though you should have fucking read the book like 60 years ago when it came out.
I know.
But I guess...
wait, man. Oh, what the hell, bro?
I guess what happened is...
I was almost on that part.
A little girl and like a hunter were in a party of like 20 people, and they were trying to make it to California. But everybody in the party ended up dying, and the guide and the little girl were the last ones left alive. And they were laying in the desert somewhere over close to Utah, they don't know where, and they were both about to die from dehydration, and they fell asleep, and when they woke back up, there was a giant convoy of people there, and it was the Mormon party, the pioneers, the very first ones with Brigham Young in them. And they're like, oh, it's probably Redskins or whatever, and they go up there to like kill these two, but it was the guy, he was just all sunburnt because he was the one that was like showing them their way, and the little girl. And the Mormons are like, well, the only way we're going to let you come with us is if you convert to our religion and you take Mormonism as the thing, you know, like, and if you don't, we're going to leave you out here to die.
Like, all right.
So they're like, all right, I guess we'll, you know, become Mormons. So they become Mormons and they end up finding Salt Lake City, and everybody gets like a chunk of land or whatever, right? And that guy gets a chunk of land and he adopts the little girl, and she eventually grows up when she's like 18 or something. And I guess Brigham Young comes to his door and he's like, hey, we noticed your daughter's of age and she needs to marry into some family and there's not very many wives. And I guess what the Mormons were doing, I don't know if it's fact, but they were going around and like other people would like travelers would come through Salt Lake City and the husbands would somehow die. Like they'd fall off a cliff or they'd get killed by Native Americans or something. And everyone's like, but there's no Native Americans this far west, you know? But the husbands were getting killed, so then there'll be all these like wives, you know, and they'd get scooped up into the families. And I guess not very many travelers were coming through, so they wanted that girl to be married in one of their families. And the dad's like, that's the last thing I'm going to give to you guys. So fuck you guys. So I guess the Mormons give them like 30 days to decide which family she's going to get married into, or something's going to happen. And I guess the girl, she had a boyfriend or something, but the boyfriend went to Colorado to dig coal. So the dad sends a message on one of the fucking
bottom of the earth, man.
Convoys like, to go tell him to come back. There's a problem. The guy ends up coming back and he's like, all right, we're going to get the fuck out of here. And so the three of them pack up and they start heading out to get to California to be safe from the Mormons. And about halfway there, they run out of food. So the boyfriend tells the old man and his girlfriend to like stay in the camp while he goes hunting. He goes off hunting, but he gets lost. And then when he comes back, they're not there. And he finds that the old man was murdered by somebody.
The lady.
Nope. There was a pack of horses were there. It wasn't horses. It was Mormons on horses that killed him.
Mormon Meadow Massacre.
Yep. They killed him and they took the girl back to Salt Lake City to have her married.
Dude, I can see that's probably.
And then he followed them back.
He solved it?
No, he couldn't get to them. She ended up dying later because she thought she was going to be there forever. So she ended up dying from like not eating or nothing. And then he was mad and he wanted to murder the two guys that wanted to marry her. And then they left the religion and they found out that he was trying to murder them. So they left the country. They left the country to a bunch of other places like India, Pakistan, and like everywhere else. And he followed them everywhere. Then he finally followed them to London, where he became a taxi cab driver. And then he gave one of them a taxi
like
ride.
in the future, he's like, follow you.
No, it wasn't like a taxi.
Later.
It wasn't a taxi. It was like a horse-drawn carriage. But he ends up giving one of them a ride somewhere, and they were drunk, and then he ends up killing them. And then he kills the other guy, too, and then Sherlock Holmes
He didn't kill him, the drink killed him. That's
basically,
why Mormons no longer do this.
Basically, yeah, he killed him with a drink. He gave him an offering.
That's how you do
2
it,
pills. Man. You either drink the blue pill or you drink the red pill. One will kill you, the other won't.
You have to see how stuff started popping up on the Mormon religion when he started doing it, you know? When they did settle everybody and all of a sudden, you know, all these boys are starting to get older and more strapping and all these ladies are like, oh, wow, you're so cool, you know, and we should run off, do whatever. They're following and all this young love. And then these guys are like, dude, we need to have more people, you know, our families aren't strong, blah, 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 blah. These people are taking all these, we're getting divided families, blah, blah. And out of nowhere, you know, oh, right now, you guys at this age, while you're young and healthy, we can send you on a mission. So we'll take the 2 best years of your life while you're young and fertile. We'll send you off, and when you come back, we'll give you what you need. But you need to, you know, go spread the word. They'd go off, go on their mission, freaking.
Everyone come back.
Everyone come back. Most of the girls would be married to other families. You know, their next wife to, of course, an apostle or whoever's. You know, more, I wouldn't say in charge, but people, you know, that are like having larger families. And next thing you know, you just kind of.
And that's when the Chinese came in with their freaking ninja stars.
I wish, whatever. The only thing that came in was Mormons dressed like natives, and then they pretended to be Native Americans, and then they're like, oh man, they're killing anyone that's trying to leave and retreat. What's going on? So this is crazy. And then next thing you know, everyone's like, oh my God, we have to stay together. Mormons, we have to be together. We have to be here. There's people killing us. We have to push forward. When little did they know, it was just basically like propaganda, because there were a handful of apostles and people were like, we got to speed this up. I don't know that's probably not what happened, but they're just like, hey.
It just goes to show how strong propaganda is.
Yeah. Like China.
Oh, yeah. Especially,
Goddamn Chinese!
well, back in the day and stuff, even when you go with Lutheran, so with the Jesus credits thing with Martin Luther and all that, when he first translated the Bible, fucking, they would just put whatever out they wanted. Most people couldn't even read it because it was in a different language, and so they'd just, okay, this is what it is, they would just say
If you could read this, you're dumb.
And then so he translated everything into Latin and stuff for them and panted it out on the doors and stuff, or it was from Latin to German. And they're like, started reading it. They're like, what? We don't have to do what? He's like, there's no such thing as gee, what? All these priests were just taking advantage of all these people and stuff. And they finally seen that shit, and they're like, we've been fucking told a lie, And he's like, whoa, we told you differently, And that was like the start of propaganda because they're like, hey, they don't know, so we can tell them just what they need to know, in our favor. And basically,
I thought it was kind of cool that even back then he had allies somewhere, like rich people that were on his side.
Oh, and they heard
where they were
about
like,
it.
oh, like, we know what you're doing. Come stay in our castle and you'll be safe here, or whatever.
That'd be so
and
weird.
print out of here, you know what I mean?
You're all running down a weird holiday and you run into a guy who's got a sword drawn, puts it against your neck. Martin Luther, yes. Come with me, your cause is noble. You're running or whatever, you're like, oh my god, dude, It's like, here we go.
The cause is noble.
Yeah, the brethren in the South have been onto your trail for months. It's like, we fight with your cause.
Dude, that'd be cool.
It's all like those parties of, for fellowship.
And then you walk into a hallway with that same knight, and then there's 3 other knights with different color suits on, and he's like, go, you must survive. And then as you're running down the hallway, you hear, oh, you got me. And then your knight that saved you ends up dying for your cause.
Oh, shit.
Oh, but he fought 3 other people while killing one of them while you got away, jumped on his horse, and his horse looks back at you and goes, you're not Arthur. And he's like, you're like, run.
The poor knight's like, I killed him, trying to catch you, and you're like, it's too late.
The knight's like, I'm just slightly wounded. I can make it. You're like, go, horse.
Whatever, dude, it'd be worse. You'd take off, and then all of a sudden 2 guards would cut you off. You'd be like, shit, you're trapped. And then turn around, and then those 2 guards that were back there would come up, and then you see another horse ride up, and it was the guy that was there with you, but he actually double-crossed you. He was on their side. It's like, ha, you thought I was on your side. Actually, we're all against you. And you're like, oh, you play these games with me? And he's like, yes, the medieval times. We have no TV. We have no nothing. What else are we supposed to do here? We need to play games. He's like, of course, but you're dead. Sorry, Martin.
Stabs you.
Ow!
Oh,
It's
God,
just like,
that
oh,
hurt.
shit. Ah, fucker. It's like, fuck.
He's like, I have one question. What about the other 3 knights? They come walking out. Hey.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you bastards.
Yeah.
Really good acting, huh?
I know. They're like, look at those swords. When you stab, they go back into the things. Pretending stabbing each other.
It's like, oh, no, look, you got me.
I thought you got shot with an arrow. He pulls the little thing off his head. It's like a little fake arrow thing. Original, the OG. He'd never seen that stuff before. He's like, black magic.
We are but jesters.
Yeah, but just...
Yeah, what else did the jester do during the day? Or, he's like entertaining people by night and stuff. What's your day job? How does he make a living? If no, I have to kill you. What does the jester do? He's like juggling.
Those are the
looking up
first
at the juggling
ninjas.
thing. He's just like grabbing shit out your pockets.
Grab the shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? How do you keep the balls up in the air like that? I don't know. How do you keep your pockets empty like that? Like, what do you mean? Oh, shit.
It's a nice watch. You walk away.
I know. I think that old kid took off with it. Oh, my God, these fucking street ratsmen really...
Knights,
how would a
take the
kid do it,
child. The kid's like running, playing.
Take his hands.
Terrible.
Even there's some place that still happens.
Which is true. It's kind of like the mercenary thing I was talking about, dude.
Oh.
Dude, seriously, man. That shit fucking
Got you.
happened for real. Like, people would just walk into a village like, you're working past noon. Take his hands off.
Oh, shit, yeah. That is crazy, because at this point, those people, they're like logicking, they're like, we have to implement law. We have to show them we're forceful. We have to show them we mean business. We have to show them we're number one here, Starbucks, no more. We're the top dogs in town. You're looking at ISIS, boy.
I hear you fighting for
ISIS,
normal
baby.
cause. Noble cause. Dude, I don't know why, but that kind of time and era in my mind would have been cool. It would have sucked, though, because everybody would have been sick and walking through shit. But if you could be like a king, trotting up. I'm the king of England. The king of who?
Think how popular that would be if you could just have like a time where like we don't have time travel just yet, but we can open up a window and send it straight to your digital receiver, the channel 1.45, and you can watch into ancient history and see when King Arthur. And you're like, oh my god, I can't time travel, but I can watch a wormhole where I can actually see what happened, where you can watch them. I bet that would be the most popular reality TV. There's people watching ancient
It'd
history.
be disgusting. King Arthur
Fucking-
jumps off his horse, pulls his pants
Yeah.
down, just takes a shit in the middle of the street.
It's like,
or something.
I'd be like, dude, that's raw. That's
You-
like National
Yeah.
Geographic.
Wench, give me your hanky or whatever they have. And she's like, ah. Or maybe that's why he always had them and stuff. This is,
He has a pocket full of
boys, this is
hankies.
why you have as many fair ladies as you possibly can. He like whips one out, like wipes his ass. Dude, it would be
Gives it back to
disgusting.
her.
Dude, it would be disgusting seeing all the stuff that they would do.
I gotta go to the restroom.
Dude, don't
Speaking
pee
about
in your pants.
restrooms. Plus, it's freaking hot in here. I don't know about you guys. I gotta go pee.
Of course it's hot. It's hot everywhere I go. It's where I am, 98 degrees. Ooh, baby, I love the way. Actually, I don't even know what 98 degrees sings. I used to just know they were popular. But, I mean, outside of that, I'm down to go grab a little bit more coffee. Let's get a
let's
coffee
get some
refill.
pizza.
Yeah. Thank you for following us and going
we're
down these
getting-
dark and neighbor roads.
We're getting a lot of views and listens. It's nice.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Thanks for, keeping on,
Thanks
keeping
for
on.
grinding it.
And, thanks for always using the Amazon links to help support the pod. A little shameless link in there. Always buying shirts helps us out. So, yeah, guys, thanks. See you next time. Bye.